If you were trying to build a van for a round the world trip, how would you do it? What would you put into it? Would you go with gas or diesel? Which brand would you go with? What would you put inside for your comfort of living and quality of life? Well, recently I met with Ron, a friend of mine of several years, to do a tour of his van, which he has built for a 3-year around the world trip. He's traveling from North America down to the tip of South America, shipping it over to Europe, and then traveling from Europe all the way over to Asia in the period of approximately 3 years. I hope you enjoy this video and find it interesting to see Ron's solutions to a number of challenging issues.
Hi, I'm Ron, and this is my Dodge ProMaster 3500 Extended. It's the 2018, and it's a gasoline version. They make a diesel version, but I opted for the gasoline version because it works better with my long-range plans. I started build out about 10 months ago, March of 18 or 19. And so finished up just after Christmas of this year. And now I'm out getting ready to go into Mexico because I'm going to be headed south to South America, and then eventually I'll ship the van over to Europe. And if everything works out well and I don't run into any problems, I'm going to try to drive around the world and wind up on the Far East. And then ship it back home in probably about 3 years. I spend a lot of time in deserts and in backcountry, so one of the things I did to help facilitate that was to coat the bottom, basically third of the van, in Linux, which is a bed liner used primarily in the back of pickup trucks to keep them from getting scratched from tools and all kinds of things. And this allows you to drive through sagebrush and pretty much anything. It'll just it won't scratch the paint, and it just bounces right off. So it's a very durable finish. It also looks pretty badass. So for protection in the desert and other places, I have an ARB awning up here. It's the soft type as opposed to some of the ones that roll out. It's a little less expensive, and also it's easily to replace. And in addition, above I have 900 watts of solar mounted to the roof, and that provides me with more than enough power when I'm going off grid for days or weeks at a time. Well, when you live outdoors, it's always nice to be able to cook and eat outdoors, so I built a table here, which a lot of vans have. Drop it down. I like to make a lot of Korean barbecue. It fits perfectly here, and I just sit my chair here and enjoy the sunset or the afternoon and have a nice barbecue. So that works really good. So come on in and see the rest of it, including my fabulous art gallery. Well, as with many vans, I have installed a Lagoon table mount in here. It allows me to move the table to different locations. I can sit here and work on my computer, watch a video, eat, and look outside at the fabulous scenery, assuming I'm not in a Walmart parking lot, and just enjoy the day and get a lot of work done, although I don't really have to work anymore. But you know, I like to do videos and surf the web and things like that. So this is a very comfortable environment, and if I have two people, we can share it, or somebody else can be sitting on the couch, and so 3 of us can eat at the table at the same time. So it's a very convenient and very flexible system. Many people in the van world like to have the solid bed across the back, which is understandable, and the primary reason is they don't like to make up the bed, which I can certainly understand. It can be tedious on a lot of the beds you find in vans. However, I like to have everything I have pretty much dual use, and that includes my bed and sitting. And fixed beds aren't very comfortable for sitting in, and when you have somebody come into your van, it kind of looks like they're coming into your bedroom. and I wanted a couch that is very comfortable and a bed that's very comfortable. So I opted for this. It's a custom bed, and it's a flip bed, and it takes nothing to turn it from bed to couch. And when you put it back, it just takes a minute or two to reset, and you're back to couch mode. And it's a very comfortable couch and a very comfortable bed, and as you can see, it takes less time than just to arrange the pillows and your comforter and everything on a regular bed. But it's still used, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of space within the whole van. That way you have a lot more space to work with, move around in, and a little more comfortable area. Well, one of the things I wanted to do in this van was to give it a little bit of personality, and also document some of the places I've been over the last number of years. So I commissioned a whole series of art panels on my upper cabinets on both sides, and they include places like Multnomah Falls, which is very near my house or home in Oregon, and then an area on the Camino in Spain and Scotland, which I've walked across, and Arizona, which we're currently in, and even Washington State. And so they're nice, they're beautiful, they're very subtle, and they just remind me of places I've been and places I want to go in the future, and new places where I take new adventures. And this particular van, this is my third van I built. I decided to actually go ahead and build a little wardrobe for my hanging stuff, which was more convenient than having everything in drawers. And since I'm just traveling myself, that's okay. I can have as much space as I want. And I also have push-out drawers to hold a bunch of other clothes. In addition, I built a garage below where I store my electric scooter. So when I'm traveling places and I'm outside of a town, I can pull out the scooter and it'll take me all around. It's got a range of about 20 miles and a speed of about 25 miles an hour. So it's and it goes up a hill because it's 1,000 watts of power in that thing. In my last van I made the mistake of burying my electrical system deep in a cabinet in the back of the garage, and it was very difficult to get access to and change things. So when I built this van, accessibility was the key. So the electrical system is split up in two parts. I have an upper cabinet, which gives me access to the solar controller, my meters, breaker box for the AC and the DC, the converter between. This is a 24-volt system. This is the operational portion of it, and the back end of it is based upon two Tesla modules that I store at the bottom. I have two Model S Tesla batteries, which are a total of 10 kilowatts, or a little over 800 amp hours of lithium, and a 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. And combined with the 900 watts on the roof, that gives me more power than I need. Basically what I like to be able to do is to not have to worry about whether or not I'm having enough charge. So this will last me for weeks, even if I don't have a whole lot of solar going on. Right now I have my back cabinet here. I have a couple drawers that hold tools and miscellaneous things, so if I have a breakdown I can fix things, do repairs, do enhancements. And then in the bottom I have a Nature's Head toilet, which works pretty good. And on the very back I have a on-demand heater that's for water, hot water heater for a shower, that I can put across the back here for a shower curtain and then sit out there and take a shower. And I'm currently working on design for a shower that will mount in here and hang up very discreetly, so you can take it down, fold it into a small area. But I haven't had time to actually do the sewing. It's all collapsible, it's all fabric, so it's not any big pieces, so it'll collapse into a small area. and be out of the way. And it can work in here, or it can be working outside if I need to. So currently I'm using a 5-gallon canister until I get my water system working, which is a 20-gallon tank underneath the bed, which goes through a pump and a 3-stage filter for drinking water, and it comes back out here. But I'm still got a couple pieces left before I get that all assembled. When I'm on the road, which is all the time now, I love to cook, and I cook a variety of foods. So I have a pretty extensive setup for cooking. What you don't see on here, which most vans do have, is there's no sink, because I find that sinks really aren't used for cooking, they're used for cleaning. And if you know how to clean without a sink, you don't need one. But I do have things like, and this is all electrical too, because I have so much electrical power, I don't need propane. And where I'm going, a lot of places propane is difficult because there's so many different connections for propane. Like in Europe, every country has its own connection, so having electrical makes things a lot simpler. But I have a microwave, and then I have cast iron cast iron wok, and pots and pans that work on the induction stove. And I have a Instant Pot and a butane stove just for cooking outside if I want to. I also have a grill in addition, and then I have a plethora of spices and oils and vinegars, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce for cooking. So I find that to be quite useful. In addition, there's your typical, cutlery. And then on the end is basically teas, coffees, things like that, and a slide-out cutting board, so I can prepare all my food to cook on there. So the water will come through a 3-stage filter here for drinking and for cooking. On the bottom here, on the end of the counter, is a isotherm 85-liter refrigerator. It's a door type, but it's accessible easily from the outside or the inside. For lighting in here, I have ceiling puck lights, and I have under counter lights, which are controlled here. The other thing we have is shades that drop up and down for nighttime and for privacy, which are very nice to have, and that keeps you a little warmer. And there's a blackout curtain in the front. So it's a very comfortable van when you're in the daytime or night or in the desert or wherever you're at.
I absolutely love what Ron has done with his van here. This is an absolutely incredible build. Wonderful materials, the birch, the bamboo wood in here, and his amazing power system to have the Tesla battery system in here and be able to run off-grid. I think this is the perfect vehicle for him to be able to travel the world from North America all the way down to Patagonia and South America and across into Europe and over to Asia. I wish him the absolute best in his journey and hope to connect with him a little bit later for a follow-up tour and see how his van is holding up. Thank you so much for watching, and savor the moment. I'll see you in a future video tour.